Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weigh-in for tomorrow night's battle in Ballarat. The fight of the year, ladies and gentlemen, between the former light heavyweight champion of Australia, the 10-year veteran, the mad boy, Ballarat's own Mad Mickey Ellis!
Yeah, Mickey. Yeah, baby.
Versus the ex-junior welterweight state champion, the challenger, the king of Collingwood, Raging Ray Davis. Mad Mickey to weigh in first. Mickey Ellis, 13 stone 5. A Raging Ray to weigh in now. Ray Davis, 12 stone 4.
Hey, where's the rest of you?
Enough to knock you off, eh, Punchy?
Buy your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night at the Grand. Don't miss out. Yeah, get to pose for the camera, go, boys. Give it a pose. What's the pose?
Ah, Flanagan. You let the leprechaun, eh?
What a night. You're a dead man.
You're kind. You're not supposed to be up here, Lou.
Certainly not holding back, guys.
Get off me! You're bleeding. Sit! Sit!
You're my way. You got the hit.
Still no sign of Flanagan?
You just keep jabbing that eye. All right? Keep jabbing that eye.
Hold it! Stay on him, okay? You stay on him and you stay focused.
I can't tell Ray. I still find it hard to watch him fight. I can understand that. If I didn't know Bernie was looking out for him, I'd be a wreck.
Remember what we talked about, son?
Go!
You can do it!
Bye.
Move in, Ray.
I think he's had enough. We should call it, eh?
Keep on him, Mickey. Move your feet!
Gus, we need to stop this.
Guard up! Guard up!
Something's wrong. Stop the fight. Stop the bloody fight! Give me some rope, Gus.
It's all right, son.
It's gonna be okay. Let's get these off him.
Ray, you all right?
You think?
I am sorry.
Sure as hell didn't see that coming.
Now, the police will want to speak with you, but you just tell them the truth.
Not you.
No. No, someone else.
Charlie.
Yeah. I'll check in later, all right?
Thanks, Charlie.
Ah, Bill, Charlie. Tell me, how's your brother?
He's pretty shaken up, Doc.
To be expected. So, who's in charge? Frank still in Melbourne?
Not due back till tomorrow.
Right.
Just I you cheated! And you murdered him!
That's enough.
Nobody cheated! Where's your Connor, man, huh? Why has he run away? Why? Why? Because he is hiding like a little mouse!
Charlie, take him outside.
He was fighting up a weight class.
A younger boxer, though.
Are you all right?
Alice, these all the personal items?
That's all that came with him. Nothing too unusual. There's some powder on the trousers. Looks like chalk.
Or talcum powder, perhaps?
I'll have it tested.
Very good. Dear, oh dear. I wonder if anyone's told her.
She wasn't there to cheer him on.
Maybe she doesn't like boxing.
Two men punching each other senseless doesn't appeal to me either.
Alice, do you know, I'm finally getting used to your haircut, and I have to say it's really rather nice.
More practical. Plus, I'm attempting to do more things that scare me. Embracing change.
Haircuts scare you?
Hairdressers. All that unsolicited touching.
Right.
Male, late 20s, athletic, obviously. Laceration above the left eye.
Old wound, opened up during the bout.
Bruising to the face and torso, consistent with the fight. And this laceration on the right hand.
Ah. Well, boxers can get abrasions under their gloves, but this looks... Bear with me. Yes. Teeth marks.
A bite?
Well, not teeth into skin. Rather, skin into teeth.
Without his gloves on?
You and I both know what goes on in this business, and it's nothing to do with what happened. It's nothing to do with what went on here yesterday. I don't want anybody stitched up. Charlie, hey, what are you doing here?
Mum said you were here. I just wanted to make sure Ray was all right.
Yeah, we thought we might have left some gear behind here, but looks like we took it back to the hotel after all.
Oh, well. I was just checking in.
Ray's just gone down to the lake to have a bit of a run, you know, clear his head. Why don't you and I grab a quick bite? I've got the car.
No, I'm about to go on duty.
We'll drop you off at the police station anyway.
You feel like a beer later?
I don't drink when I'm training.
It'd be good to talk, Ray. Catch up.
I'm all caught up. Thanks anyway.
Everything all right here?
Yes, officer.
Plaque jaune.
Indicative of bruising in the brain over the long term.
Fascinating.
And look here. Bleeding between the dura and the brain. Acute subdural hematoma.
Usually a result of blunt force.
Gosh, he certainly took a hiding in those latter stages. But most of the damage was sustained after he lost motor control. But once his defences were down.
Two causes of death.
Mickey suffered both cardiac failure and a subdural hematoma. I suspect he sustained the brain injury just after he had the heart attack.
Well, so he didn't die from Ray's punch?
Charlie, I can't rule it out conclusively just yet. Dr. Harvey needs to complete her tests. I need to examine Mickey's medical records.
Doc, if he had a heart problem, then surely everyone would have known about it.
Not necessarily. Also, there are abrasions on Mickey's knuckles. I believe from hitting someone prior to the actual bout.
We all saw what happened. Let's close this down. For Ray's sake, let's just put an end to it.
Sarge,
What's he done? Thieving?
No, he's come into
I
some...
brought myself in. I thought the police might be interested in some evidence.
Evidence? Evidence of what?
Found them behind the Grand.
Plaster wraps.
You put plaster of Paris on the bandages. The sweat makes it set hard. Gives a stronger punch. Why didn't you show me these before?
You're the brother of the bloke who wore them. Wouldn't want them to magically disappear.
Why bring them in now?
Because I don't want to get stitched up. There's witnesses here.
You used to be Mickey Ellis's coach, didn't you?
Yes?
Maybe you're trying to fit up the other guy.
Do what you want with them. I've done my bit.
If these are Ray's, then he'll definitely be up for charges.
Oh, hang on a minute. If it was in fact Ray's punch that killed Mickey...
Okay, I'll talk to Ray. You find the cornerman. What's his name?
Flanagan.
Yes.
Dr. Spencer can help you. Not that Mickey went there too often.
Thank you, I'll call him. Gus, I also wanted to ask you about...
Move!
I also wanted to ask you about teeth marks we found on Mickey's hand. You saw them too?
Before the fight. Inside!
Before the... So we had another fight. Did you ask him about it?
I asked, but he does not answer. Your feet! Use your feet!
Do you have any idea where he was before the match?
Well, he was supposed to be resting. That was the rules, but you know, Mickey and the rules, they're not the best of friends. Your feet! Move your feet!
Gus, tell me, had he been experiencing headaches or blackouts? What about his behavior? Was he more erratic, more volatile of late?
Well, he was always that way, always making enemies, always leaving a mess for me to fix. He was a mad dog. What a good boxer. Now move, lead it! Good!
Even the best fighters can only take so much punishment, eh?
Well, he wanted to keep going. He had to. He was going to get married. Into him!
And it was the only way he could make money, yes?
Boxing is one of the few jobs where mad dogs are appreciated. Go, inside!
Oh, look who's here. G'day, son.
Mum. Bernie, I need a quick chat.
Oh, sure. Pull up a chair.
Well, that's police business.
Oh, right. Why don't I just fix up the bill and be back in a sec.
You haven't seen Sean Flanagan, I suppose?
Bernie has his faults, Charlie. But he's a good man.
Dad charged him for fraud, wasn't it?
People change. He cares about us. And you.
No offense, Mum, but he doesn't know me.
Rightio. Won't be long, love.
Yeah, won't be long.
Look, I've been trying to cheer your mum up, but it's hard, you know. I mean, she's really worried about all this.
You haven't seen Sean Flanagan this morning, have you?
No, it hasn't surfaced, but he'll show up.
Yeah. Bernie, I need to ask about Ray.
Yeah, of course. I'll tell you what, though, that kid is good. I mean, I reckon he could go all the way to the top.
Oh, yeah? By cheating? The plaster wraps, I take it they were your idea?
Yes. Bruising evident on both hands. And grazes on the knuckles. Wouldn't have bled too much. Still, enough to stain these.
Ray and I found them when we took his gloves off after the fight.
Oh, after?
Yeah, after. Neither of us knew anything beforehand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm stupid?
Oh, come on, son.
Don't call me son. Now you're telling me you had no idea.
I didn't put them on. Myself. I mean, you can't really.
So who did?
It was Flanagan.
I thought he wasn't there.
He wasn't there ringside, no, but he was in the change room before the fight.
It must have been obvious to you what Flanagan was up to.
It's obvious when the plaster sets. I mean, before that, it's just powder.
So you genuinely believed it was talcum powder?
I didn't have a reason not to.
So Flanagan was there to do the raps, then what?
Well, just that. I mean, we're pushing towards the ring, and I turn around, and there he was gone.
Didn't you find that odd?
Well, of course I did, but there was a fight on. I could hardly go looking for him. When I found the plaster, I figured he just shot through because of that.
So where is he?
I don't know.
Ray. Hey. How'd it go?
It was a bloody nightmare.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry I couldn't be in there with you. Your family, so...
Is that right?
Listen, we need to talk. I'm worried about you with everything that's happened.
I've done my interview, Sergeant. Nothing else to say.
Hey, would you stop acting like a child for just 1 minute?
You don't get to talk to me like that anymore.
Mickey's medical records.
Hopefully they'll tell us more than the preliminary blood tests.
They're telling me he was fit. Fit as a fiddle. You didn't find anything?
No infections. No problems with the kidneys, thyroid, nothing.
So a perfectly healthy young man suffers a loss of motor control and dies suddenly of heart failure.
With no other indications.
Poison. Given the lack of any other symptoms, it's the most probable cause of his heart attack.
So you're not certain?
No, not yet. But I really don't think Ray's punch killed Mickey.
So what do we do now?
Well,
It's not something you want to ask out loud too often there, Sergeant.
bloody hell. Matthew Lawson, what are you doing here?
Boss, good to see you.
Well, you might change your mind soon enough.
Sir?
Frank Carlisle won't be coming back. I've been brought in to take over. So, Melbourne's filled me in on this Mickey Ellis. What's the latest?
Well, he was poisoned. But we don't know how or what with. What we do know is this. He fought hard for 8 rounds. He died in the 9th. Now, I suspect the poison was administered in the break. Of course, I need to test everything.
Plenty of people with opportunity.
Afraid so.
I'm sorry, Charlie, you might want to give that a miss.
Ray Davis killed another man, but today is walking free. Possibly because Ray is the brother of Sergeant Charlie Davis. Raised in the Collingwood slums, where Father Norm Davis was killed in the line of duty. Oh, Rose.
I'm sorry, Matthew, where's your here? Charlie, may I... Ah, yes. Now, look. Look at his hand. No teeth marks. He got them after the weigh-in.
Well, Flanagan had a hell of a temper on him.
My word. Poisoning someone now gives you a hell of a reason to want to disappear, eh?
Right, well, let's get cracking. Step up the search for this Flanagan. Davis, you go with the doctor.
So, Frank Carlisle?
Oh, he's in a world of trouble.
And you're...
Ah, perfectly fine.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yeah, open it. Someone left in a hurry? Don't step in it. We'll get a sample.
Right, Charlie, here we are. Only just been cleaned by the looks. Must be bins somewhere, Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll head out back.
Good man.
Do we know if Mr. Flanagan has a car?
A yellow Holden van.
Call it in.
certainly are a fight fan. It's not until tomorrow night.
I'm surprised it's happening at all.
Well, the coach is a bit of a shark.
Ah, Bernie.
I met Mickey's coach, Gus Janssens. He coaches King Connolly as well. They're just rumours. Mind you, there are rumours about Bernie, too.
Rumours. Speaking of which, I saw this morning's front page. So did Charlie, just by the way.
It was lovely seeing Jean the other night. She seems very happy.
Does she? That's good. Rose, since you're here, I'm trying to remember exactly who was where during the fight. Now, of course, I was here. You were here with me during the break.
Well, I was moving around everywhere, so...
Of course.
It's gone to the tip, Doc. I'll send someone down there. It would help if we had an idea of what we're looking for, but...
Yes, very good, Charlie. Listen, fight night. You were with your mum and Jean, yes?
Yeah. Over there.
Right. Directly behind Ray's corner. Who else was with him?
Bernie. Yeah, it was just Ray and Bernie.
Right.
What now?
And we've been told Flanagan was out the back, nowhere near the ring. Rose, did you see anyone else?
No, just Ray and Bernie.
All right. Over here, of course, Mickey, Gus, their cornerman, Lou Dixon.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just them in the blue corner, Doc. Look, we should probably head to work.
No, actually,
now.
you're wrong. Mickey's fiancée was there as well.
She was?
Yes, the brunette. She came to the ropes at every break.
Brunette, not a blonde.
So you went to all of Mickey's fights?
Yes. When he'd let me.
Did you always sit so close to his corner? You had a front row seat the other night.
I was his fiancée. Why wouldn't I?
Close to his bottles and towels. Did you help out during the fight?
I picked up the pieces afterwards.
So no.
No.
What about before the fight?
Is he allowed to be here?
Just answer the question, Miss Corelli. Did you see your fiancé before the fight?
I never saw him before a fight. Mickey had to rest. No temptation. It was the coach's rule.
So what did Mickey think about that?
Mickey loved me. Once we were married, he was going to retire and settle down here.
Had you set a date?
He put it off. Always another fight. Anyone could see Mickey was getting worse. His mind, you know, it was time to... But he had other people in his ear.
Who? Miss Corelli, I know this is difficult, but we found this in Mickey's wallet. Do you know her? That you knew there was someone.
No.
She knew about the blonde woman? Yeah. Oi, stop the car. Reverse up.
Not far from Tracy's.
Yeah, but not far from the train station either. Bill.
What is it?
I'm guessing it's plaster of Paris.
I have other fighters depending on me. When I start this business, it was from nothing. These fights stop, I go back to nothing. Back to the sheep.
Back to the sheep?
By something I say. It's like a fighter's motivation. My family have a farm back home. Sheep, sheep, sheep.
I see. So boxing changed your life, perhaps even saved you.
Thank God. Though it does not save everyone. Look, this is all I have here from the fight. There may be more things down in the lockers.
All right. One more question, Gus, if I may. You said Mickey put people offside. Anyone recently?
Was that Irishman Flanagan? Probably others. He was a very difficult man, but a good fighter. Unlike some.
What are you doing sneaking around here?
What are you doing? Do you live here?
I don't have to tell you anything.
If you're worried about Bernie and Ray, the police didn't tell them you found the raps.
Nah, they figured it out. Even if they did, Gus would have made sure they found out.
And why would he do that?
I wanted them suspended. Gus wanted a new fight. They decided to bury it. They told me to shut it.
I'm going to find out who killed Mickey. I assure you now. Can you show me his locker?
Come on.
You used to coach Mickey, didn't you?
Yes.
It must have been disappointing when he dropped you.
Not enough to kill the bloke after 5 years. I told the coppers all this.
You also told the police you didn't like Mickey, so why be his cornerman?
To see if I could talk some sense into the old Mickey to get him to get out before it was too late.
And did you?
I never saw the old Mickey again.
Oh, that's got some bite to it.
What is all of this?
Mickey's boxing gear.
I thought you might be pulling the gloves on again.
Very funny. It all needs to be tested.
I've told the boys about the engagement.
How did they take it?
Christopher is thrilled.
And Jack?
Jack will get used to it.
I sent letters to Maylin and Lee this morning.
Well, not quite so secret now.
Come on, then.
Just give me a minute, Ned, would you?
What were you thinking? Killer punch.
I wrote the story, Charlie, not the headline.
Well, should I thank you for that then? For calling my brother a killer? Or telling everyone we grew up in a slum, or how my father died?
I understand your sensitivity. I may have got carried away with the slum, but nothing that I wrote was untrue.
But does that make it right, Rose? I told you these things in confidence, as a friend, or whatever we are. Were.
Charlie, we both agreed that we didn't want anything.
I'm not talking about that, Rose. I'm talking about common consideration. Making Ray's life public makes my life public.
I was simply doing my job. I didn't mean to hurt you.
But you did. And by the way, the autopsy results, it proved a punch didn't kill Mickey. My brother isn't a killer.
I'm glad Ray's been cleared. I can only report what people tell me. I thought you'd understand it's work. It's not personal.
I don't know, Rose. Felt pretty personal to me.
Come in, love.
Wait here, Ned.
Hey, any news of Flan?
Still looking.
You hear his family, or is it copper?
Ray, put a lid on it.
The autopsy showed that Mickey didn't die from the punch.
That's, thanks for telling us, mate. Wow, so, what was it then? His heart, or...?
He was poisoned. Murder.
What are you here for?
I have to collect your gear for testing.
Oh, you didn't do anything, Charlie.
I don't
I mean,
have a choice.
no,
Ray, I'm trying to clear you. Take it.
So a yellow reaction indicates an alkaloid.
Precisely. Mind you, not all alkaloids are poisons.
Not all poisons are alkaloids.
That's right. Clear as clear can be.
Doc?
Yes, Charlie. Come on in.
My brother's kid.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Charlie. This must be terribly difficult for you. You're managing so incredibly well.
Well, I don't really have much of a choice, do I?
Charlie. We won't need to test this. Why don't you hold on to it?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Bumped into Rose today, Charlie and I. There seemed to be some tension in the air.
You saw the paper?
Yes. She inquired about you. Mind you, I have to say, I think she was really asking about us.
We might as well take an ad out in the Courier.
And at some point, we might have to. For now, let's just enjoy it, just us. Oh, dear.
What are you doing?
Running.
I need my kid back before the fire.
Why has he got you fighting again so soon? It's dangerous, Ray. You know what you're getting yourself into?
Of course, no, I'm not a fool. Neither's Bernie.
So you do fight after fight, take beating after beating. You'll end up as mad as Mickey.
We know what we're doing. Believe it or not, we can manage without you. We've done it for long enough.
Oh, would you stop acting like a baby and just tell me what your problem is?
For starters, Mum's getting married and she wants your approval.
Well, I'd love to see Mum happy, but it's Bernie bloody Thompson.
Seeing out Bernie's my coach, I really don't care.
He's a crook, Ray. He's using you for all he can get. And once you're no good to him, he'll dump you.
You
like
don't
the
know
rest of
him.
them.
You don't know a thing about him or us.
Oh, yeah? Well, I know he knew about the plaster wraps. As if Flanagan would have done them without Bernie's say-so. Yeah, thought so.
You think you're so smart. You think you know everything. Flanagan wasn't even there.
What, you knew about them all along?
Of course I knew, Charlie. Grow up.
Dad would be turning in his grave, Ray.
Dad was a boxer and he'd understand.
He'd never cheat.
He never would have run away like you did.
I left to earn money, to send back to you.
Money. You ran away like a coward. You ran off, so you lose the right to tell us what to do. Why can't you let us get on with it? Why can't we move on? We want that. I want it!
Charlie!
Charlie, I've been waiting for you. Good run.
Charlie, I need to talk to you.
You found something.
Yes. On one of Ray's boxing gloves. Poison. I am so sorry.
His boxing glove. That wouldn't even work, would it?
I wish that were true. Charlie, if you coat something in poison, in this case a boxing glove, and you pound it into an open wound, the poison could enter the bloodstream.
I'm gonna have to tell Mum.
Doesn't mean it was Ray's idea. And there are still so many unanswered questions. Flanagan's whereabouts, for one thing.
Flanagan wasn't there. Ray just told me.
Now, who wrapped his hand?
Bernie. Ray knew all about it. They lied to us.
I see. So if Flanagan wasn't there...
Then my brother's a killer.
Dr. Harvey's trying to identify the poison as we speak.
It's a bit of a risky MO, though, isn't it?
Oh, very. But whoever applied it knew the skin above Mickey's eye was weak and that it would split again as soon as he fought. Now, with the wound open, they could force the poison into his system. Bang.
But now we know that Flanagan wasn't there.
Any update on that front?
A bloke fitting his description bought a train ticket to Melbourne. Nothing definite. And we sent Dr. Harvey the samples from the hotel room in the van.
If he has a van, why not drive?
Well, he may still be hiding here.
Oh, we don't know where. And if Ray couldn't have applied the poison himself, that leaves us with Bernie Thompson. So bring him in.
Yes, boss.
I told you, I haven't seen Flanagan.
Since when exactly?
Since before the fight, in the change room, when he wrapped Ray's hands.
Thing is, Bernie, Ray told us that Flanagan wasn't there before, during, or after the fight. Lying to the police is a very serious matter, Mr. Thompson. But then you'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
That was a long time ago. I didn't mean to lie to you.
Just to Charlie, then.
I'm marrying his mother. And he doesn't seem too keen on that, or me. This would just make it worse.
And that matters to you?
Yes, it matters because I love Shirley and the boys. I love Ray like a son.
You know, I can reconsider the charges. I need some answers. Who wrapped Ray's fists?
I did.
And you put the gloves on?
Yes.
Did you put the poison on the glove?
What?
We found poison on his gloves. Bernie, it's how it got into his system.
That was the plan, wasn't it? Open up the eye, apply the poison during the break and pound the cut.
I don't know anything about that.
You got Ray to fight up a weight class. It's a great way to launch a career, but also a huge gamble. You couldn't afford to lose. You had to win.
All right. Yes, we had to win. That's why I plastered Ray's fists, but that's it. I wouldn't know how to poison anybody.
Aconitum?
According to toxicology, derived from the aconitum plant.
Used in trace amounts as an analgesic liniment.
Even diluted, you'd need to avoid abrasions.
And the dosage Mickey received was far more powerful than any liniment.
I also tested the white powder from his trousers. It's not chalk. It's calcium sulfate dihydrate. Gypsum.
Ah, which is much the same as plaster of Paris. Used, of course, in Ray's wraps.
Almost the same. Plaster of Paris is dehydrated gypsum calcium sulfate hemohydrate. Both substances were found in Mr. Flanagan's belongings.
Both?
The bag of plaster of Paris from the van contained just that. But the powder from the floor of his hotel room is raw gypsum.
I understand why he'd have plaster, but gypsum. And why would that be on Mickey's clothes as well? Anyhow, the priority right now is the poison.
Jean, I need your gardening expertise.
Gardening?
I've identified the poison.
Conaton.
Monkshood. Or some people call it devil's helmet or wolf's bane. It's a pretty flower. Lovely blue colour. My father used to use it to poison foxes.
So you've seen it here?
Yes, it's quite common.
I thought it might be some rare exotic species.
No. The police haven't connected the poison to anyone.
They're focused on Bernie and Ray. We had one man on the run, another man murdered. Evidently they argued. And you know what? I can't see how Flanagan could have tainted the gloves if he wasn't there.
So did this Flanagan and Mickey have any contact after the weigh-in?
Mickey had a fight. Now, who, where? The only clue we have is some gypsum on his clothes.
Gypsum?
Now, I've checked. There are no gypsum mines close by. Farmers use it, of course, but short of checking every farm in the district.
Have you checked McRae's fertilisers?
Been a while since this place was up and running, Doc.
Indeed.
Charlie, Bill, take a look at this. Someone's driven right up to this point, only recently, I'd say.
So why would you want to steal gypsum?
That's a good question, Bill. Why indeed? I don't think they took something. I think they left something. Oh, bloody hell. Mr. Flanagan. Bruising on the abdomen and chest. I suspect we'll find broken ribs.
There's possible internal bleeding. He may have a ruptured spleen.
The jaw is broken. Possible skull fractures.
What an awful way to die.
Goodness me. Mickey beat Sean Flanagan to death. We know he was erratic, but this was frenzied, cruel. He was a killer.
If Mickey killed Flanagan, who would want to take revenge?
Still points to Bernie and Ray. Mind you, we're not sure they knew Flanagan was dead.
We're not sure they didn't, and they had motive.
True, but the others did too. Tracy Corelli, Lou.
And all of them were near the ring. That fight starts in 2 hours, our best shot before they all disappear.
All right. Who knew Mickey killed Sean Flanagan?
Well, Mickey knew, but he didn't poison himself.
No, but it could be the key. If a man does something so wrong, so terrible, who does he tell?
Who would you tell?
Miss Corelli, I'm Dr. Lucien Blake, police surgeon.
The police have already been here, along with everyone else.
Yes, I know.
Poking around. I'm sick of it.
Of course. You've had a dreadful time. I suspect. Even before Mickey died, yes.
I stopped being sad. I stopped crying. I'm back to being angry now.
Thank you. But not because Mickey was having an affair.
I was relieved, really. I thought you might want to take him off my hands. But Mickey wanted to have his cake and eat it.
I see. Miss Corelli, Tracy. We know he was a violent man. It must have been very difficult.
By the end, I hated him. But I didn't do anything.
Tell me, did something happen before the fight? Did Mickey confide in you about something he'd done, something...
Why does everyone think that I saw Mickey then? Police, Gus, Lou, everyone.
Gus and Lou.
They both came in here looking for him. He even stood in the garden, looked in the window, trying to find him.
He?
Listen, son, the only one who can make this decision is you. I'm not pushing anything. I just know you can do it.
What's going on?
I've told him if he's not ready, we'll have to call it off. But we do have a plan. I'll give you boys a minute, all right?
You all right? Look, I've got to tell you something. You drop in your shoulder too early on your cross.
And how would you know that?
Dad did the same. Never stopped going on about it. Here, look at me. If you want a box, I'll be there for you, mate. Whatever happens.
What's the money, mate? What's the money? Arm to him. Stand right. Watch your body right.
Yes?
Gus, the officials asked me to
Give your man a quick checkup.
Yes, of course, Doctor.
What a fight, eh? You never can predict it. All right, Mr. Connolly, would you just look up for me and back down? Amazing, isn't it? I mean, one would think the king here, being heavier and taller, would win, but no, it went the other way. Just side to side for me.
That's the beauty of boxing, Doctor.
Oh, indeed. Things are never quite what they appear to be. Like the way Mickey was poisoned. Mr. Connolly, if you just follow my finger, just with your eyes, yes? Good. Ah, Lou. Glad you could be here.
Why am I here?
Well, I was just explaining to Gus how Mickey was poisoned. Good man. You see, we only found poison on Ray's boxing gloves. So, of course, I assumed it went from glove to cut. But in fact, it went the other way. The poison was in the Vaseline.
He put the Vaseline on Mickey.
Yes. Yes, he did. Considerate of him not to make you do it, Lou.
That's crazy.
You gave me the jar you said you used on Mickey.
No blood, no mess. Doesn't look like it was used in a fight.
I think you substituted this one for the poisoned jar.
It's ridiculous. Why would I kill Mickey?
Why, indeed? Because you knew. You knew he killed Sean Flanagan. He asked you to help him dispose of the body at the old fertilizer depot.
I've never been to such a place.
But you have. Your overcoat had gypsum on it.
That's him. Charlie, take him outside.
I saw it around the pocket after the fight that night. And it's tricky. Very tricky. Trying to remove all traces of powder. It gets into places you just might not check.
Tests will prove that's gypsum and blood.
You and Mickey went to the depot to bury the body. You got gypsum on your clothes. Then you went to Flanagan's room.
You found gypsum on the floor. I'm guessing you took a suitcase and his van to make it look like he'd run off.
You were fixing Mickey's mess. Just like you'd always done. Only this time he'd gone too far. Now you were an accessory to murder, and he was never going to let you forget it. He'd drag you down, you'd lose everything. So, early the next morning, you drove the van to Tracy's.
I saw you.
I was looking for Mickey.
I saw you in the garden picking flowers.
What? She's crazy. What flowers?
Wolfsbane. I suspect you recognized it from the old family farm, from when you used to extract poison and lay baits for the wolves. After all, you had to protect the flock.
Mickey was a mad dog. A mad dog. You put down.
In the bags from the tip, just like you thought.
Well done, Bill. How are you holding up?
It's going to get very, very tedious if you keep asking me that the whole time that I'm here.
And how long might that be?
As long as it takes, it seems. The higher-ups are sick of all the musical chairs here, and I offer stability, apparently.
Stability? How ironic.
Frank really messed things up here. But the debts he had here were nothing compared to what he racked up in Melbourne.
Well, I'll tell you this. We're very glad to have you back.
Well, give me a chance to train up someone new in the ranks to take over when I've had enough.
Who's the lucky man?
Well, Bill's an obvious contender.
Sorry to intrude. We've rebagged all the rubbish from the tip, boss. Will we need anything else?
No, I don't think so. Good job, Davis. Done yourself proud this week. Which is why, as of now, you are acting senior sergeant. Congratulations.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you can say goodnight. Head home.
Yes, sir.
We live in interesting times, Lucian.
We do indeed. Here's to you, you old bugger.
Dad would have wanted you to have that.
Matthew. Jean and I have some news.
It's about bloody time. Thought you'd never get round to asking her. I'll try and get my stuff together and I'll buy you a drink.
I'm sure there's more to gypsy life than just fortune-telling and palm reading.
No! No! Do you expect to lay charges?
How very intriguing indeed.